For those of you who watch us in Estonia and Finland, I do apologize. I don't really know why you watch this channel, but we appreciate you every single day. Hi there, welcome to Real Sales Dynamics, where we break down in-field sales footage in order to get you better at door knocking. Today, we're talking about how to tell if an installer is lying to you. If you're in a situation in which you are dealing with lots of different clients and trying to build a solar army, or you're just one rep who's absolutely killing it, but you don't ever know how much you're gonna get paid, this is the video for you. I'm gonna be mentioning a specific company quite a bit during this video. Now, for legal reasons, I can't name them directly. First, the company is two names. Both start with F. The first name, well, think about America real quick, right? Think about what is the opposite of China. Think about the Star-Spangled Banner. What do you think of? What's that word, right? Now you get locked in, right? Now for the second one, imagine something taking a really long time. It takes, why am I talking about this company in particular? Well, because they've become notorious when it comes to lying to reps and the companies that they are buying. The CEO of this very particular company was actually barred by the SEC from trading. That's right, he lied to his stockholders so much that he actually got barred by the SEC. No one gets barred by the SEC. He decided to find God and start a solar company. He was going to take over the entire nation. How was he gonna do it though? Well, the issue with solar is, one, there's a bunch of different local jurisdictions when it comes to things like permits. Let's just tell everyone we're the fastest. Second thing you're gonna have to deal with is there's a thing called red lines. Let's say this phone is $2. For every single dollar I sell this phone over, I make the additional money. So if I sell it for $3, I made $1. The tricky thing about red lines though, is that if you have company X offering a $2 red line and you can't get below that, what do? Simple, lie. What we're offering here is a revenue share on deals, right? Revenue sounds sexy, it sounds like equity. It sounds like something I can use in order to market to people who have basically just a GED. Instead of you being able to sell this only at $2, you can actually sell this at $1.50. If you sell this at $4, we're gonna do a revenue split where you get 65% and I get 35%. As it turns out, 99% of the cases, you end up making less money with that model. And he wants to add some extra things on there to make even more money, right? Because he goes, don't worry, we're gonna have a revenue share, but we're gonna split the adders. For adders, for you guys who don't know out there, adders are things like main panel upgrades. Totally makes sense. He decided to add some more. Oh, you have 2 roof planes. Okay, adder for that. Oh, line side tap, adder for that. Pulling a permit, just anywhere, adder for that. Interconnection, turning the system on, adder for that. It literally got to the point where he had an adder for panels. The commission structure is so complicated that no one really knows if they're getting paid, and if you ask questions, they make you feel dumb. Why did they do this? Because he wanted to be able to buy up as much market share as possible by trying to target the most gullible reps possible, while also making a lot of promises to companies that they would then take over as time went on. Rule number 1, when it comes to knowing whether an installer is lying to you or not, they have complicated commission structures. Basic red line, easy math. Revenue share, really, really complicated math, right? So number 2 is, do they have a pyramid structure for how they decide to pay their reps? Is it set up in such a way that you only get paid a tiny percentage of your installation for the first 3 months, and then it's a residual pay scale as time goes on? The reason why companies will set up these pay policies is that it prevents anyone from ever leaving the company, right? We call them golden handcuffs. The regional managers and the district managers are often threatened to have those residuals taken away if they do anything wrong in the future. So everyone keeps drinking up the Kool-Aid rather than realizing they're getting screwed on deals. Number 3 is fake excuses for delays. Everyone has delays. They happen in the industry. It makes complete sense. But recently, I got hit up by a number of reps from this company. Let's call them Fast and Furious, who stated that they were waiting anywhere between 14 to 18 weeks in a particular county because of the recent hurricanes that hit in Florida. I sent them screenshots of multiple projects I had in Florida, which got installed and turned on within a month. Those exact same jurisdictions. Is it really the permitting office, Or is it that this big box solar company doesn't actually know how to install these projects? There's going to be hemorrhaging of finances and hemorrhaging of reps because you're going to lose out on deal after deal after deal because of these supposed permitting times that are really just a delay and complete mismanagement of what's going on. And why do I keep mentioning Fast and Furious? Well, I'll tell you a little story. I was once part of a big company. A bunch of my reps were going to be going over to this Fast and Furious company. And I looked at everything and something just called to me. And there's just something about someone who goes in and tries to sell you on a product by talking to you about how Jesus saved their life over and over and over again in a conversation, which this particular CEO of the Fast and Furious company did. Well, anyone who just constantly brings up Jesus and how holy they are now, I just have this feeling they're on the other side. I saw a similar thing when I came out to Florida. You know, this could be number 4. Their installation times are too quick. When I came out to Florida, there was a particular company, and I can mention them on here, MC Solar, who was marketed to me by a lot of existing reps who were in Florida telling me, hey, I can get installs in 3 to 5 days in Miami, right? They were installing without permits. They were literally installing like just a racking system, taking a picture of it, sending it over to GoodLeap, and they were funding it, right? And it turns out you can only do that 3,500 times before anyone finds out. A lot of those guys are in jail right now. What people don't quite take seriously is that when you're doing this job and you're signing up, you know, the little old lady for a 25-year contract, that's money and that's a legally binding agreement. And if your name's on the other side of that, you can be held responsible for a lot of these things. And the only thing you have in this life is your name, right? And so if you're finding yourself in this position where you don't know where to turn, and you've gained something from this YouTube channel, whether it's how to sell, how to find the right installer, or just like how to be in this industry, then by all means, reach out to us. We can be found at realsalesdynamics.com. It's a really cool website. You can get a lot of information there. You can also hit us up about our blitzes in the future. We make sure we work with installers who pay us on time. In fact, one of the installers we work with right now pays us when it installs. Hit us up there at flblitz.com. We're also doing some in New Jersey as well. And then third, click on subscribe, right? You'll learn more about how to sell in this industry the right way. But most importantly, click on one of these 2 little videos. YouTube thinks you're gonna like it a lot.